It's Friday Souls. It's Friday Souls. A late edition. What you gonna make? So today I'm going to share with you what I made in my sewing room this week, as well as items I got from the school supply aisles for sewing, and a very small simplicity pattern haul. If this is something you're interested in, please stay tuned. All right, guys. First, let's start off with thanking Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for starting this platform. The topic for this week was there are many county fairs going around in the U.S. this time of year. Have you ever made anything for the county fair or made anything for the county fair when you were younger? So for me, that's a no. I've never made anything for the county fair. I do always, when I used to go, I haven't been in a while, but when I used to go, I did always admire like the little walkthrough. That's usually where all of the like quilts that were entered or art that was entered or is posted in a little walkthrough from the, I guess, with the entrance to the outside where the rides are. So I've always been an admirer of those items, but it actually never occurred to me to see how to enter. So no, I've never did anything for the county fair. Have you? And if you have, please leave a comment below what you did and what you entered into the county fair. I'd love to hear about it. So next I want to share with you a small haul that I got from the school supply aisle at just my local Walmart. So it wasn't a lot, but I think the last week we were talking about, do you get it in your sewing items from the school supply aisle? And I just wanted to show you some of the things that I got for my sewing room. And this is just a regular pencil box. I purchased this to put my new color pencils in because I have several, but I want these to keep with a book that I have for sketching. So I just purchased this for that. These are also good for bobbins, storage, any kind of small storage that you need. The pencil box are good for that. These were not in the school supply aisle, but I purchased these because I thought they were just so cute. They're like little, I guess, dessert trays, but I purchased them to put on my desk as like just little holders for like my pens, a pen, my seam ripper, just to put on my desk and have near me when I'm sewing. It was no big deal. I bought 3 of them, 2 orange and 1 yellow. I purchased erasers for sketching. I always need erasers. I purchased tape for taping. Here are some more erasers to go at the end of my pencils. But I purchased tape, and when you purchase the tape, if you're purchasing, like I purchased for when I'm making a pattern, if by chance I do put a PDF pattern together, lately I've been sending it to the print shop, but if it's something small like a bag, I will tape that together. Or if you're making adjustments to your pattern, you want scotch tape, but you want to make sure you get the matte MATTE tape, because this one will let you write on it in case you need to make a mark or you need to make a note or whatever on your pattern. So make sure that if you get the tape, you get the matte tape. I also have pencils. Like I say, I make adjustments. Sometimes I make my own patterns for pattern drafting. I made sure that I got here are my new pattern drafting only color pencils that will go in that case, along with my sketchbook that I picked up. I picked up washable markers to write on my fabric. So I'm going to see how this works. I've heard about it, but I haven't really, have I tried it? I don't think I've tried it. I don't think I've tried this method. So I will be trying this because this may be a game changer and a lifesaver all at the same time. So these are just washable markers. I do recommend, if you try it, to try a small piece to wash it and see how it does before you do your larger piece of fabric. But I was told this was great for marking fabric. So I also got Post-it notes, and I got this because last week when I watched Anne Marie's workshop, she likes Post-it notes, and they're good for everything, but this idea I really like because I'm always writing down a thought or a note or something I don't want to forget. So when she has her little notebook, she just puts all her little information on there and put this on the pages, excuse me, the pages in her notebook. And I thought that was a really great idea. I can't remember exactly what she used it for, like which notebook she used it for. But for me personally, this is going to be to write down sewing notes, and I'll use another color for something else just to identify the two. But I want to create a notebook, like just sewing plans, and you can write it down on here, and you can put it on your paper. Just help to organize it. And I thought that was a really good idea what she had, so I purchased some of these as well. And last but not least, I purchased index cards. And I purchased index cards for a specific reason, to help me organize my fabric. So if you don't remember, if a couple of weeks back, I ran into a subscriber in Joann's, and one of the tips that she gave me, and I hope this is okay that I share, Miss Cynthia, but one of the tips that she gave me was, I don't know if you are familiar with these, and I'll try to put a picture up on the screen, but she gave me the idea of putting a swatch of fabric, and these will probably have to be cut in half, because what you would use is the baseball card sleeve. So it's a plastic sleeve, like a oh my god, like a sheet protector, but it's for baseball cards. So it has, I think, maybe 4 across and 4 going down. You may be able to do 16. So what I'm thinking is cutting these in half, and I would put a swatch of the fabric and how much yardage of that fabric that I have, and it will be in my book. And my fabric is in bins, and on some of them I can see in and some of them I cannot see in. So what I would do is number each bend, get a swatch of and I'm just going to do it a bend at a time. It's no hurry, because now I actually have the fabric in bins other than what's here, but the majority of my fabric is in bins. So I would take a bend at a time. I wouldn't try to do this all at once because I have several bins, but just take a bend, and I would number all of the bins, and whichever number of whichever number bend the fabric is in, you have the fabric swatch, the bend number, and how much of that fabric you have. And I'll have it in a book, and I can look through that book to see what kind of fabric I have, if I have enough of a fabric, before I go to the store and purchase more, or I have accidentally purchased some of what I already have. So to keep that from happening, I thought that was an excellent tip. It is something I'm going to do. And I plan on doing it really soon. As soon as I finish reorganizing my room, that's like the next step to, I guess, the next step of organization. So that's why I purchased index cards. So next, I want to share with you what I made this week. I'm supposed to get started on my fall collection. It's coming. I'm going to get started. I'm very eager to get started on it, but then I get distracted because I see something else that I want to do. So not that there's a rush to get started on the fall collection. In my mind, I just wanted to get started because it was that time of year. Anyway, I want to share with you my pattern lab results from the bodice and the circle skirt that I did. So I showed you on a previous video how the bodice fit and how the circle skirt fit. So I don't have it here in my hand, it's hanging up, but I'm going to insert pictures of what I did. So what I did was I created a dress from the bodice and the circle skirt. I joined the two together. I took the bodice loose, and you should be able to see right here where the princess seam was. I put piping right there, and I also created a facing and a new neckline right here so I could pull it over my head. So ordinarily you would probably put a zipper in. I try to make my clothes as self-sufficient as possible, and I didn't want a zipper in the back where I would have to maybe get assistance for putting it up versus and I didn't want a zipper in the front at all. I just didn't, in my head that wasn't going to look right. So I just created a neckline where I could pull the dress over my head. It works fine. I'm satisfied with the fit. I feel like there is a perfect amount of ease in the bodice, as well as the skirt lays really nicely on me. So I'm very happy with my dress. I wore it to church Sunday. So I think it is a great fit. My only thing that I may do different with this particular bodice is I may take just a little bit off of, I don't know what it's called, but this pattern piece right here, and the pattern piece with the pattern piece with the neckline and the pattern piece with the armhole. I may take a little bit off because I would like it to be a little more snug, but that too is only if I ever decide to maybe do I don't know if I'll ever do a back zipper, but if I maybe do a side zipper, I would make it just a little more fitting in the top, but it wouldn't be too much that I would be taking off. I don't even know if it would be a 1/2 inch off both sides. It'd probably be a 1/4 inch to make it a 1/2 inch. I'm not sure, but that's something I'll measure and deal with at the time that I decide to do it. But I'm overall happy with my dress. And again, this is my dress from Pattern Lab. I think it's patternlab.london. I'll put the link across the screen. Simplicity had a pattern sale for $1.99, and I did pick up a few. I think I got about like 5 or 6. I have 6. I picked up Simplicity 9791. This is an easy to sew pattern. It there's a sleeveless top, a top with a sleeve, a skirt, and a pair of pants. So I initially picked this up because what I wanted to do was make try my hand at a button down shirt, and I have some fabric that I'm just dying to cut into, I guess. So I actually wanted to make view B right here, and I want to make view D, but I don't think I have enough to make the pants version. So I was going to try to make it into maybe some shorts. If not, I'll make the skirt and omit maybe the bottom tier. But I'll see when I look at how much fabric it needs for both, or maybe if I have to do a little color blocking. I know I should definitely have enough to do if I leave off this tier and do the sleeveless version. I should definitely have enough for that. But I do have some fabric that I'm just ready to get into, and that is why I picked up this easy to sew pattern. And here are the line drawings. Another pattern that I liked, and I just liked it because of it was a shirt pattern, and it looked like it was nice. It wasn't going to be too difficult. And I like all the versions. It's going to be Simplicity 9274. I like this one. Just seems like a nice shirt. I really am impressed with the sleeve, the cuff right here. I don't know if you can see, but I really like that detail. I think that it's really nice. Here are the line drawings. And it looks like it's going to be fairly easy. I also picked up this pattern. This is Simplicity 9468. Crumpets Tea and Sewing. She made this on her channel, I think. And it's an easy to sew blazer. And I'm looking forward to making blazers, but I said, since I've never done it, maybe I needed to start with an easy to sew blazer. So I picked up this blazer. I don't think that this one requires a lining, but I'm looking forward to making this one. And here are the line drawings. Now this is Simplicity 8014. This is one of the what is it? Karen Uter's go-to pattern. She makes this one. I'm not gonna say a lot, but I've seen it a few times on her channel, and I thought it was beautiful on her. Hopefully I'll get the same results. But I like all the views. 8014, and here are the line drawings. I picked up this amazing fit, and it has a corset, and I just thought that this was hopefully I would like to make a corset for my birthday. I'm not sure I'm going to get to it, but that's my plan. So I purchased this one because I'm hoping that it's going to be a nice fit. And it's 1183. And here are the line drawings. It has a lace-up back, but you can see it really good right here on this one. So hopefully it works well for me. I have an idea of a look that I want to achieve for my birthday. So we're going to see if I get to it or not. And last but not least, I have Simplicity 8418. This is a bomber jacket pattern. And here are the line drawings. And those are all of the patterns that I picked up at the Simplicity sale. I'm getting good, y'all. It's getting fewer and fewer. And I'd like to take this time out to say thank you. Thank you for watching. And please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Today's shout out is going to go to Ostrich Stitch Treasures. This weekend, I have been sitting and binge watching Ostrich video. She's just so real and down to earth. I don't know, she reminds me of my aunt. Like, she's like the cool relative that you want to be related to and you're happy to see during the holidays. So I just enjoyed watching her videos. She is a seasoned seamstress. She had been doing this for years. She used to charge. I don't think she does it anymore. But just an all-around sweet person. And I'm just glad that she found my channel and that I found her. She's just the best. I do have a request if she watched this video. Show me how to do that wrap on your head. I have yet to figure out how to get that wrap correct. And it is so beautiful on every video that I've seen. You do such a beautiful job. So even if you have not checked out Ostrich Stitch Treasures, please do so, guys. You are definitely missing a treat. With that being said, I would like to thank you for watching, and please go and sew something fabulous. Have a great day.